You know, unless you're that one happy guy that seems to be happy all the time, but you never know what's behind that face too. You know, they could be depressed too, but uh, growing up, I would consider myself chronically depressed, and I know it's a self-diagnostic, but I know a lot of you guys are probably just like, oh, he's chronically depressed, whatever. But let's just jump straight into it. As all my other videos, I state that I have four to more points listing of why or like about my video. So let's just jump straight into number one. Number one is just when I was growing up, I guess I would consider myself depressed. You would just accept that as yourself. Like you would always accept that you're always gonna be sad. You're always gonna be feeling some type of way, feeling depressed, or not just feeling anything, just feeling emotionless. And it's really a negative mindset to have, but it's the reality of being depressed. And you can try to be happy, but it's really hard to get out of it, guys. And a lot of my viewers are probably young, just watching this video. I'm sure you guys know what it is to feel depressed too, and just know I'm with you guys. I understand. I know it'll get better. Starting to accept it. Don't let it start, or just don't accept it as your true self. You're not always gonna be chronically depressed. You're not always gonna be. I can't say that word, but you're not always gonna be. Yeah, just chronically depressed. Don't always feel sad. I know it's harder to actually do than just say. I've been through it. I know, I know all the hardships. Number two is just whenever people, whenever you see people that you haven't seen in a long time, for instance, just family, they look at you and they just, you know, they just give you advice. Like, oh, you should start doing this, brother, or like, oh, you should start doing this and that, or have you ever thought of anything to do, or like careers, jobs, games, I don't know. They start giving you advice and you start thinking, it starts feeling like hate. Them giving you advice starts feeling like hate. I'm not sure how to describe this, but at least for me, whenever people give me advice like, "Oh, you need to cut your hair or like shave it off or do this type of haircut," like, "Oh, why is your face so like blah blah blah?" You know, you need skincare. You need to take care of this that. I was like, obviously I know, but I just don't care, and I really started to feel like they were trying to mock me or just give some type of saying, I guess. So that's number two. Advice starts feeling like hate. Um, let's story time. Whenever I was growing up, I always struggled to smile, you know. And people always try to give me advice on how to smile. It's a crazy thing, but I didn't really start smiling until around, I guess, 17 or 18, or sometimes 14. But yeah, I think it was 14 when I first started smiling. But them giving me advice on how to do certain things, like, oh, you need to, well, do like elementary, you know, a lot of teachers used to tell me just, oh, do this. I'm like, but you know, that really felt like negative because like you're trying to tell me how to smile, stuff like that. I was like, I could probably smile, but I just don't want to. Or like they tell you like, oh, you're so lazy, you need to start doing this and that. And I was like, I thought of it as a negative way. I didn't think of them trying to persuade me to become something else, I guess. So that's tip number two. Number three is just going back to myself, just disliking your pictures or yeah, just disliking yourself. And obviously being depressed isn't just feeling emotionless. Just disliking selfies for so a big thing about me is just that I was always scared of the camera, and it's kind of ironic how I'm recording this showing my face, but I used to think my face was so hideous, and maybe it is a sensitive topic, but I used to refer to myself as a zombie face because my face is pretty uneven, but at least for now, it doesn't really affect me because I can't do anything about it. I mean, maybe I could get surgery, but I like my natural face now, and it took me forever to come up to that conclusion, but just disliking selfies. Number 4 is just dissociating everyone's feelings and just not caring about anything. So maybe your family just tells you to just be more alive, or just, maybe they don't even notice, but someone tells you like, oh, yo, you gotta get your chin up, stuff like that, or they're happy to see you or stuff like that. You don't really care because you just don't. You don't care about life. That's how, at least that's how it is for me, just being chronically depressed. I didn't really care about my family. I didn't really care about my friends. And I'm glad they stuck through it, because that time I really needed them. I'm really glad that they told me all this, but we're getting off topic, but it's telling everyone's feelings, like, you see other people happy, but you don't really care. Um, Not really caring about if you hurt someone, stuff like that. And maybe it's just me, but at least for me, when I was a young teen, I was kind of rude. And if you know me and you're watching this right now, I apologize. I was a fucking dick, but I want to say I was a dick, but I gave myself off this vibe of being rude or just being depressed. And I don't know. That was just weird, but those are 4 things that no one really tells you about being chronically depressed. Just accepting it as yourself. Whenever people give you advice, it feels like hate. Disliking yourself in general, and just not caring about anyone's feelings, including your close family. All right, guys, have a good day.